As you step through the gates of the Jamaica Defence Force, you embark on a journey into the heart of Jamaica's military heritage, an intricate tapestry woven with stories of resilience, innovation, and sacrifice. From the paved streets leading you past historic buildings, Up Park Camp pulsates with history waiting to be uncovered. Nestled within this historic enclave is the Jamaica Military Museum and Library, or JMML, a vital repository that safeguards Jamaica's military legacy. Well-manicured pathways lead you into the entrance of the JMML.
So the museum was established in 1973 at Curfew Barracks, and it was basically established to conserve and preserve the rich history of the Jamaica Defence Force. It was later removed to the present location in 2006, and it was the concept of our then Chief of Defence Staff, Lieutenant General Rocky Meade, and the idea was basically to attach a library to it as well, so that we could offer a research component to not only soldiers but civilians as well.
Every artifact housed at the JMML whispers tales of valor and perseverance, chronicling Jamaica's journey from the days of the Maroons and colonial conflicts to the modern era of peacekeeping and national defense. The curatorial team meticulously curates each exhibit, ensuring that the artifacts, whether weapons, medals, or documents, are preserved with the utmost care, reflecting the museum's role as a guardian of national memory. There are over 2,000 artifacts, each a tangible link to Jamaica's military history. From antiquated muskets and bayonets to medals of valor, these objects illustrate the evolution of Jamaica's defense strategies through centuries of turbulent times and triumphant moments.
So for us, the artifacts here at the museum speaks directly to the history of the Jamaica Defence Force. So whatever is in our collection tells that history. So currently, based on the last check that I've made, we currently have over 2,000 objects within our collection. The smallest piece would be basically like a musket ball, going up to as far as our V150 that is on display. And we basically acquire this collection through donations, acquisitions, and basically personal items from our ex-service members that they have donated as well. The armored V150, Cadillac V150, which is on display, it is an amphibious vehicle which has the ability, as the name suggests, to operate in both land and water. It was designed by the company Cadillac, and it was basically our armored vehicle that we've used up until the replacement of the current Bushmaster that is here.
Visitors, young and old, are captivated by the displays of weaponry that once defended Jamaica's shores, each piece a testament to resilience in the face of adversity.
This here, who can take up this is? What kind of horn? Huh? War horn? No. What kind of horn? A blue horn? No, it's not a blue horn. So this horn is actually a powder horn. Yes, and it is used now to load the musket.
Every artifact holds a story, stories that speak of courage, ingenuity, and nationhood.
So you're currently in what is called the Willis Jeep. The Willis Jeep was established just around, during World War II as a mode of transportation for the soldiers. It is supposed to be one of the most durable and dependable vehicles known to man because it was specifically designed for the harsh terrains that existed. So for example, in World War II, you know that they did what was called trench warfare, right? In between that was something called no man's land, no man's territory. And during that time, the environment would have been harsh in terms of the dryness of the condition during that time. So this was actually what was used to aid in transportation. It is not as rugged as it would be like a universal carrier gun or your other armored vehicle, but it was just to get the soldiers from point A to point B. Also, what we need to know that it was one of the most durable, dependable vehicles and could be broken down and assembled after use. So in case you need to carry it across a large body of water, you could disassemble the Willis Jeep in probably like under 10 minutes or so. If you know what you were doing, assemble it back and you're good to go.
One particularly compelling relic is the 200-year-old Union color of the 6th West India Regiment, discovered in 2006. Crafted from fine silk, the Union color symbolizes the intertwined heritage of African ancestry and British military tradition, a visual emblem of Jamaica's complex colonial past.
If we just unravel this a bit so you can see it, is in 2006 of June was when we found this beautiful piece down by Curfew Barracks at the old home for the Forces Museum. So many persons looking on it would sometimes refer to it as a flag, right? It's not necessarily a flag, it's called a color, or the Union color. Union color meaning that the color of the Union or the representation of the Union Jack is in the flag, but we're not going to use the word flag, we use color. So if you were to look at, for example, the Women of Parliament, when they have the colors on display, and many persons would say, wow, we're actually sweeping the colors or the flag on the ground, and that is sacrilegious. It is not a flag per se, the Jamaican flag. The flag is embedded within the color, and also in the color is the number of the regiment. So once you look on the Union color, it actually tells you that it is the 6th West Indian Regiment, right? And the 6th West Indian Regiment was established shortly after 1795, was stationed in Honduras, or British Honduras as it was called, right? And the main purpose of the West Indian Regiment was to create that body that could actually assist the British in defending not only the island from further attacks from the Spanish or the French, but also assisted in the revolts and rebellions that were occurring across the Caribbean at that time. So the Union color is a very historic piece for us.
The museum stands as a living monument to the resilience and bravery of Jamaica's armed forces, honoring the sacrifices of those who served.
William James Gordon for us is one of our iconic heroes here at the Jamaica Defence Force. He's the first Jamaican to ever receive the Victoria Cross, and the Victoria Cross is the highest medal a soldier from the Commonwealth can ever receive. He received that in 1895 in displaying gallantry and bravery. They were trying to break down a barricade. His commanding officer did not see the guns pointing through. Instead of pointing out that to them, he put himself in harm's way, and he was shot and later received the Victoria Cross by the Queen herself in December of that year.
Jamaica's military history also soared in the skies. William Robinson Clark, who was affectionately called Robbie, made history as the first black pilot to fly for Britain, a groundbreaking achievement celebrated within the walls of the JMML. His pioneering spirit exemplifies the ongoing quest for equality and excellence in Jamaica's military story.
He is the first black pilot, British pilot of Jamaican descent. He was born several years after the Morant Bay Rebellion, right, 1895. He, for us, signifies the opportunity for soldiers to go overseas and to become a part of a military army that most persons could not be a part of at the time. Because as you are aware, colored soldiers weren't allowed to pass the rank of sergeant, much less alone become pilots, right? And for us, that is a testament of how strong we are and where we can go if we want to, right? He not only became a pilot, he was actually a mechanic and a driver at some point, right? Became a pilot. And for us, his bravery was shown where he was actually navigating a flight, was shot down and managed to land the plane safely and then after that he retired from active duty.
William Robbie Clark's legacy as a trailblazer continues to inspire future generations, reminding us of the limitless potential that can be unlocked through perseverance and determination. Also preserved within the museum archives is a letter sent in 1975 to then Jamaican Prime Minister, the Honorable Michael Manley, highlighting the transformative journey of women in Jamaica's military. From humble beginnings to vital leadership roles, their story is woven into the fabric of Jamaica's national defense.
So this section for us actually speaks to the testament and the role of women in the Jamaica Defence Force and earlier, to the point where, so if we look at World War I, women weren't necessarily included to participate in that activity, but they were the main reason why some of the soldiers overseas got the supplies. Reason being was that they actually raised funds and send them to the soldiers overseas. So they had something called flag days, where the women would make flags, sell them, create little trinkets and send them overseas as well. But as we focus now and turn our attention to World War II, was when we started to see women actively going overseas and participating in what was called the Women Auxiliary Unit that was established. Even though the unit was basically established so that women could do a more supportive role, in the sense that women were stenographers, were radio operators, signalers, typists, clerks, while men would do the battle portion of it, right? But what was also interesting is that they had their own unit, right? So you had, for example, like the women's, if you look in this case here, it has the Women's Royal Army Corps that was established. But what is interesting to note, though, is that for the Jamaica Defence Force after independence, women weren't playing an active role during that time. So a letter was penned to the Honorable Michael Manley, our Prime Minister at the time, saying that basically the United States, for example, saw the inclusion of women in 1943. Why is it that there are no women actively participating in a force? So roughly around the time of 1975 was when that letter was penned, and it actually sparked what we have now today. And it was shortly like a year after, in 1976, where we saw 5 women officers actually passing out and becoming officers in the Jamaica Defence Force. And like a year after, in 1977, was when we had the first set of female cohort graduating and becoming service women. But initially, they did not participate actively. So what we did was that in 1976, for example, this letter here shows you where we established what's called the Women's Unit. And the Women's Unit basically relieved men from clerical duties, driving duties, clerks, all of those duties, so that men could be more on the patrol and the guard duties. But you know what, things and times change, right? We saw where Coast Guard became the first unit to actually have women doing guard duties. And then that for us then became the inclusion of women doing patrol and doing other duties outside of the clerical role. So, and at the time we referred to them as the female Rambos. But it actually shows you the testament and the role of women. And this year, actually, 1976, will make it 50 years since women were included in the military.
Just outside the walls of the museum is the Mary Seacole Herbal Garden, a living tribute to Jamaica's herbal medicine tradition. Mary Seacole, a renowned Jamaican doctress and nurse, utilized Jamaican herbs to treat soldiers during the yellow fever outbreak of 1853. Her pioneering herbal remedies, including fever grass and yellow alder, remain vital parts of Jamaica's medicinal heritage, symbolizing healing rooted in cultural tradition. In addition to the main museum and library, the newly established museum at Newcastle within the Caribbean Infantry Training Center further enriches our understanding of Jamaica's complex military history.
So the second facility is the Newcastle Hill Station Museum, which was opened in 2018. And the idea for that was basically to showcase the rich history of Newcastle as well. So many persons don't know that Newcastle was first established in 1841 by Field Marshal William Gum, and was done as a station where he could house his British soldiers. So, and then thereafter was when we started to have our West Indian Regiment housed in Newcastle as well. So that basically showcases that history.
The museum welcomes visitors Tuesdays through Sundays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., inviting all to explore, learn, and connect with our nation's martial past. The Jamaica Military Museum and Library is more than a collection of artifacts. It is a living chronicle of Jamaica's spirit, its struggles, triumphs, and unyielding patriotism. Step inside and discover the military stories that have shaped our nation's history. At the Jamaica Military Museum and Library, history is preserved not just in objects, but in the enduring legacy of Jamaica's heroes, heroes whose stories continue to inspire generations to come.